Hello everyone, let's start a new video. In this video we're going to focus on the preflight function or preflight feature probably of SheetFormR and see how it can be useful to you. So let's start with a spreadsheet. So I have my whole spreadsheet that I formed earlier and we used in a different video. And I am going to go ahead and check everything out here. It looks like everything looks good. I have a variety of questions, checkboxes, multiple choice, true, false, and a paragraph question and a short answer question. I have all my answers in here. Everything looks pretty good, but I'm going to open up SheetFormR. I am going to run this pre-flight. I'm going to go ahead and let it auto map, and it'll tell me that it's auto mapping right here in just a second. Down here, I'm sorry. And it says the auto map's complete. I can go over to the auto mapping column and just kind of check that to make sure, and that looks all good. So I'm going to come here before I create the form and run this pre-flight. So I'll go ahead and press that button. It just takes a couple seconds, and it says that there's no issues found. Everything looks good to go. And all this right here, just FYI, it's just kind of giving you some reminders of, especially when you're going to add photos, which we are not doing in this tutorial here. But this is just here to help you remind you that I think attaching images is one of the issues that people have a lot of issues with. And this is just kind of telling you how to do it. But check that in a different video, not this one. So let's get back to the pre-flight. So it says no issues found, you're good to go. Let's make some issues so I can see what would happen if I did have some issues that needed to be fixed before I built my form and had the frustration of building it, and then I have to come back and redo something. Or even worse, building it, pushing it out into Google Classroom or emailing it to respondents and having somebody come up and tell me that there's a mistake or send me an email that there's a mistake, and then I have to redo everything and resend it. So when I built SheetFormR, because I use Google Forms and I've made mistakes lots of times, I wanted to have something to check that before it was completed. And so let's take a look. So let's start with my first multiple choice question here. It says, what is the name of the camp that Stanley is sent to? And then I have my four options as a multiple choice. Well, I know that he's sent to Camp Green Lake, and I have the correct answer as B. I'm going to go ahead and change that to E. And of course, I don't have an option for answer E. So this is a mistake that is going to cause an issue for somebody taking this quiz down the road. That the correct answer is, it's not possible because the correct answer is E. And that's what Google Forms is going to be looking for, and there is no answer E. So if I was to go to try to build this form and I clicked pre-flight, it's going to tell me, hey, in row 3, the correct answer doesn't match. And so I know that I need to go and fix that. So I'm going to close that. I will go fix that, and I will change it back to B for Camp Green Lake, and I'll run pre-flight again, and it's going to say, hey, cool, no issues found, you're good to go. All right, let's pull up another sheet that I have here, and this one is built with a ton of errors, just to kind of show you a very drastic version of having a bunch of errors. I'm going to change it to my error sheet. It'll remap. And if you can see, I have a bunch of errors here. I have a multiple choice question with no question. What else do I have here? Oh, I have the E correct answer, but I don't have E as an option. I have something where I don't have a correct answer chosen, and I don't have a point value assigned to that question. Here, somebody or I wrote the number 5 rather than having a numerical 5, and that's going to cause a problem. Google Forms is not going to recognize that. And then for number 10, I have a multiple choice question, and I have that as an alias MC, and that's fine. I can have that. And if you don't understand that, find my video on aliases, because that's really something cool that you'd want to know. But I can have MC for multiple choice, but I don't have a question or any answers or any points or anything. So Google Forms is not going to know what to do with that. It's going to get confused. So let's run the pre-flight and see what happens. So it's taking a look, and you can see I have tons of errors here now. Okay, so the correct answer doesn't match. We just did something similar to that. Row number 6. Row number 6 has no question text. So if I come up here to row 6, I can see what it's talking about. There's no text. Row 7, the correct answer is set, but no points were assigned. So if I go to row 7, I have the correct answer of his last name, and it's short answer. This is why I don't have any options here. It's a short answer question the students will type in. But like I said, somebody typed 5 rather than have the number 5 there, and that's a no-go for Google Forms. I need to have a numerical 5. And then I have all these other errors or suggestions that need to be fixed before I build this form. Otherwise, my form is not going to be very useful. So it does all of this in the background in just that few seconds that it takes to run that. This isn't generating a preview. It's definitely not building a form. It's not even interacting with Google Forms yet. It's basically running this behind the scenes in the code to help you help yourself and not make a mistake. That's a little bit different than the preview button down here. Let's go to a form that is good and built correctly. Let's go back to this Disney test form that I have, and I'm going to come and choose Disney test. It'll remap. And I'll run Preflight on that. I shouldn't have any mistakes for that. Nope, no mistakes. I'm good to go. And so I can run preview, and that will show me what my quiz will look like before I built it. That's also kind of nice, but that's different than the Preflight. And I've kind of gone over this in other videos, but it's showing me what my answer is, my answer choices, what the correct answer is. Here's a short answer question. What color is Dory? The correct answer is blue. That's spelled correctly. And down here, SheetFormR will automatically make some synonymous answers that will work in case a kid doesn't capitalize somebody's name or name of a city or something like that. Or if they have their caps lock key on and they don't go change it. And then obviously a paragraph, it's not going to have an answer for that. That's something that a teacher would have to read themselves and grade on their own. And then from here, I could build this form and I would be good to go. I know that the Preflight didn't catch any mistakes, so I know that all that should be good. And I am ready to build. All right, thanks for watching this one on the Preflight. If for some reason you guys have, or anyone has a suggestion on how something I could add to the Preflight, maybe you have an error that you come across that isn't caught by Preflight, please let me know. I'd love to add things that I didn't think of on my own to not only help me, but to help everybody else out there. So drop me an email and say, hey, I would really like it to check this because I keep getting errors, or I got an error on this and I don't want it to happen again. I'd love to be able to take something like that and add it. So just let me know. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.